Electric vehicles are penetrating world markets. Last year, new light vehicle sales were about 22% of new light vehicles sold in the world. China over 50%, Europe about 35%. U.S. not so much, 7 to 8%. And at the end of last year, we had about 65 million EVs on the road out of 1.6 billion light vehicles. 65 million, I said, right? I hope so. U.S. electric vehicle sales have stalled. Fourth quarter of 2024, they were about 7% of U.S. sales. Then they slumped going into last summer, down to about 6%. And then the One Big Beautiful Bill came out, and end of September canceled the electric vehicle tax credits, $7,500 for a new vehicle, $4,500 for a used one. And we had a 37% drop in EV sales in the fourth quarter. Auto suppliers are rolling back plans. It appears the early adopter phase is over. Those people who wanted a cool Tesla for the second car probably have purchased them. But if you have a condo and you got to stretch your charging cord across a public walkway, it doesn't work real well. Electric vehicles have certain advantages. Charge at home can be very inexpensive. Faster acceleration in some models. They have fewer parts in the engines. They should have lower maintenance, but so far, maintenance costs have been higher for EVs. One of the reasons is the tires wear out faster because they're heavier vehicles. And the EV disadvantages are driving range and weight. A little model up on the top right, a Honda Civic, 12.4 gallon gas tank, 77.5 pounds of fuel, can go 360 miles. If you take that 77.5 pounds of fuel and you put it in a 77.5 pound battery, you can only go 21 miles. You have to increase the battery size by a factor of 17 to go the same distance. And what this means in practice is that EVs are going to be about 50% heavier than internal combustion vehicles. So they should be paying higher road taxes. EVs have a disadvantage in vehicle price. Not quite this much of a disadvantage, but I put up here a 2026 Honda Accord and then a Honda Prologue EV, 67% premium there. EVs are cheaper if you can charge at home, but probably more expensive if you have to go charge at a facility. And in Europe, charging prices are rising along with the price of natural gas. Electric vehicles are metals intensive. According to the International Energy Agency, EVs have 6 times the special metals as an internal combustion engine car. And this includes graphite and copper, nickel, manganese, cobalt, and lithium. Mark Mills has pointed out that a single 1,000-pound EV battery, which is what you need on a medium-sized car, requires 500,000 pounds of earth to be moved in multiple different mines. And if we were to switch everything to EVs, we'd have to increase the output of lithium, cobalt, nickel, and copper 5 or 10 times globally. Now, EVs are very environmentally friendly, right? That's what you hear all the time. But they're referring to carbon dioxide. The problem is people don't look at the supply chain that goes into building that battery. An example is cobalt. The leading producer of cobalt ore in the world is the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the image on the right shows that they use child labor and they use forced labor to get that ore out of the hills. And then a lot of that is shipped to China where it's refined into cobalt metal. This is a picture of Rare Earth Lake in China. And this whole area, miles and miles and miles, has been polluted by waste from metal production. And then this cobalt goes in your battery, comes to the U.S., and you really have a environmentally friendly vehicle. Good. EVs are not for cold weather, as you know, and I think you get some of that here in Michigan. You lose about 20% of your driving range at 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and below about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, unless you're using a heated garage, you literally can't charge your vehicle.